Hey, what's going on, guys? Back to another week in the life of a taxidermist. Just got back from the beach, did a little bit of pompano fishing, and now we're back working on capes. Got a few capes I'm going to shave today. I got to get those tanned so that we can start mounting them up. And I've got a few capes in the washing machine right now, spinning out, drying them for some pack mounts. And I got to stitch some butt ends onto some head ends so that we can roll up some cape rolls. So for right now, I'm going to get to stitching and get to putting some packs together, and hopefully by maybe Wednesday, we'll be mounting some deer heads. Hey, what's up, guys? Tuesday morning, and we did get all of the capes shaved yesterday. Don't know how I ended up doing it. I was so stiff and sore from surf fishing for 3 days that I really thought 4 was going to be enough. I set 4 out to kind of drain, got those shaved by lunch, and I just went ahead and set the other 4 out, let them drain while I was eating, come back down here last night, and finished them on up. So luckily, that's all done. Now we've got 4 capes that I've got to flesh, got to turn the face, got to get them salted, and they got to go in a pickle tomorrow. So what I'm going to try to do today is get these 4 capes done, and I'm going to try to get 2 of those other capes tanned tonight so that tomorrow we can mount a couple of deer heads. That's the plan anyway. Really need to get those tanned today if possible. So when we went down to the beach, I did catch the biggest redfish I've ever caught, 35 inches, 14 and a half pounds. Really nice fish, caught a couple of good pompano, and just a whole slew of catfish and what they call a smooth puffer fish. Caught a bunch of them too. I was going to put some of the other footage on there, but my microphone, I got a new camera, a new microphone, and I love it. But I got to mess with the settings on it and kind of screwed myself up on some of the footage and got rid of my audio. So my camera still picked up the audio, but it also picked up a whole lot of wind. So on that video, you hear some wind noise in some of the footage. That's why. I think I got all that figured out now. But anyway, if you want to check that video out, y'all can go over and look at that. Don't forget to check out all of my links in the description if y'all need a hat, if y'all want any of the products I use in my shop. They'll be in my Amazon store, a lot of them, or my eBay store, and all those links will be in the description. So guys, it is 5:19 p.m., and I have got everything done I wanted to get done today, along with a little extra. Got these capes salted, fleshed. Got a couple of hides in here to mount up tomorrow. About to tan them here in just a few minutes, and I'll finally be done for the day and get to go up to the house. And tonight we're having yellowfin tuna for supper. So I am really excited about that because I love yellowfin. Also got this cape right here drying for that other pack mount. So I attached the 2 separate hides together there to roll them up for that pack roll. The head's already finished. I've got that head completely done. So all I need for this thing to do is dry up, and we're just going to put him on the pack and send him home. I've got another pack that I'm actually working on tomorrow. I think that is just the cape roll only. It's not actually going to be on a frame or anything. So all I got to do is mount that head, get that dried up along with that cape, and we can send him home. I am running just a little bit behind, not too awful bad. I'm probably about 6 or 7 deer behind for the year where I wanted to be right now. But that's okay. It's like I told y'all before, if y'all were watching a few weeks ago, I talked about my mom being very sick, and she has now been admitted into the hospital for inpatient hospice. So things are progressing, and it's horrible, but it's life. And it's been very hard on the family. It's been very hard on my mama. It's just been hard all around. So between doing what I needed to do for that and also trying to keep my mind off of everything, I've gone fishing a lot more than I normally do. Haven't been turkey hunting because I just haven't really been in the mood. But I've been in my shop when I feel like I can work, and I have not been in the shop when I just needed to go and forget about things for a minute. And I hate to working on something like this when your mind's not in your work. It's just a bad idea. There's too much that goes into this. And I know that online I portray myself sometimes as being very fast, very efficient, that kind of thing. And I try to have as good a work ethic as I possibly can. Like I really try to do what I can do for the customer, for the client, in as fast a time as I can do well. And doing something like taxidermy, if my mind's not in it, if I feel like I can't go and do my best work because I just don't have the concentration to do my best work, then I'm just not going to do it. It's better off waiting a week, waiting 2 weeks, whatever I need to do. Clear my mind. Like I said, I've been fishing a lot. Just that's kind of my way of just getting out. Fishing stops my brain. I love to hunt. may love to hunt more than I like to fish, but fishing is relaxing to me. Fishing, even if I'm not catching fish, fishing is just watching the water, listening to the water. It's just, that's where I go when I need to go. And any of y'all that are my customers, if y'all are waiting, wondering why I haven't been posting any deer, I really appreciate y'all's patience. I do have a whole lot of deer that are coming, a whole lot of deer that are even done, but I have not posted them because I don't really know when I'm going to be here. I've been in and out. I've been needed for phone calls. I've been needed for insurance stuff. You know, I'm a mom's power of attorney, so it's, any of y'all have ever had to do that before, it's a lot of responsibility, and it's a lot of, I need this now, and that's along with, you know, my mom calling me and people asking me questions, stuff like that. So it's been a lot. Like I said, it's been kind of stressful, but we're going to make it. Everything is fine, and I'm doing good, and I'm hoping that here in the next few weeks, now that we got some stuff taken care of with hospice and all, I'm hoping that that's going to help just free us up, help free the family up, give us a little bit of peace of mind, give us some rest, and also provide my mom with the care that she needs at this point in time. That's also very important. It's just gotten to the point to where it's just not possible for us or for her house. So I hate it, and it's, you know, just in full transparency, this is part of the, you know, life of a taxidermist. I mean, it's personal right now. It's a little bit more personal than what I would normally post. But, you know, things like this come up, and it's very important to be transparent with people, with your customers, stuff like that, when something like that's happening, because people are not going to understand, and you don't want to get a bad reputation because of something that was out of your control, when all you got to do is just be honest with people. People understand. Everybody has stuff like this come up. And as long as you're honest, as long as you're transparent, then people are going to understand, and things are going to work itself out. But in the meantime, on a high note, we're going to go eat some yellowfin tuna, and we're going to come back down here in the morning, and we're going to mount 2 deer heads. So we will see y'all tomorrow morning. Well, good morning, guys. It's Wednesday morning, and today we're going to bring Sexy back. And no, I'm not talking about myself. You know how that's easy to get confused with this guy. This is a beautiful buck, and we're going to be putting him together today, along with a pack mount. And I've got to go dig the rack out for him. Not even sure where it's at right now. Got to go in there and get it cleaned up. And we're going to be doing that pack head and this deer head. And afterwards, we're going to get the capes that are salted over here rehydrated and get them in that pickle bath. All right, so we're getting ready to mount this deer head up. Now, I get a whole lot of questions on what I do to prep the form and to prep my capes before I mount a deer. I've touched on this on a lot of different videos, but I don't know that I've ever made a specific video of just prep work right before that deer goes on the form. So that's what we're going to just roll through right now. I've got the cape neutralized, tanned. It is completely tanned, ready to go. I washed it really well, wring it out, and I have put it in my washing machine and spun dry it. Just run through the spin cycle. This is a great way to do these capes. Put it right over the agitator and let it spin, and it will throw the water right out of the fur. It does really, really well like that. Let me pull this out of here and I'll show y'all what it looks like. All right, got it out of the wash machine. Y'all can see just how much it has fluffed that hair up. It does a really good job of nearly grooming the deer when you do it on that agitator like that. See how pretty that hair is standing up? It's good and fluffed. And just makes for a really, really good looking hide just straight out of the washing machine. Now, what I'm going to do next, we're going to go ahead and prep our form. We're going to cut the lip line, cut out the nostrils, make a little bit of a spot for the tear ducts to tuck, and we're going to go ahead and work our seams off of the form. Anywhere right there where there's extra material that needs to come off, we're going to get all that cut off, get all that taken care of. Now, I do have videos in my taxidermy folder about how to cut the lip line and all that good stuff. So if y'all need specifics, go and check those videos out. And that will show you exactly how to do that. And what I'm going to do next, once I get that done, we're going to take the fleshing machine and we're going to go over this cape one last time. And while it's in the pickle, I let it pickle for 3 days. Thin it on the fleshing machine then, but basically all I'm doing is just shaving it down to where it can accept the pickle into the really thick spots of hide. I'll go over the whole cape, but I won't try to get it all the way down to mounting thickness. What I'm going to do is just take off the extra material so that the pickle can do its job, get penetration. the tan can work its magic, in a thinner cape the way it's supposed to. Then once it is tanned, once it is dried, I'm gonna go ahead and roll this in a towel too to get it just that more dry. Now you don't want it to be completely dry. You don't want it to sit out and dry on you. It's got to be slightly damp to be able to make the glue work correctly. But I want as much moisture out of that hide as I can get with a spin cycle and a towel. And then I'm gonna go over that fleshing wheel, and what that will do is it will grab, with it being a little bit less moisture in it, it will grab that hide so much better with that blade, and you'll be able to slice this thing down to near nothing. Like I'm talking about, when you got a tanned hide and you go to thinning it, you can shave it down so thin it's easier to work with. It doesn't want to cut quite as bad. It stretches really nice, and by leaving a little bit of thickness in that hide during that pickle shave, when you go to finish it up on the wheel after it's already tanned, what it's going to do is it's going to break that leather, the fibers in that leather, it's going to break them back down, and it's going to give so much more stretch than if you just went straight into trying to mount it as is. Run it over that wheel one more time just is the difference to me between a good pliable hide or one that's a little bit abrasive, a little bit stiff, and just a little rugged. It's more like leather rather than a good stretchy deer hide, for a mount. So I'm going to get this stuff going, and once we get those two steps done, then we're going to return back to the mannequin. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. All right, I've been working on this face on this deer over here shaving. I'm going to show y'all right quick what I'm talking about when I say that this flesh machine opens this leather back up. I'll give y'all an example as to what it is that I'm looking at when I'm talking about that. You can see right here, this has been shaved after it has been tanned. You see where it has not been. You see how there's a grain in that leather right there, so it was a little rough. But it's not very thick. I mean, that's fairly thin. But this right here is not going to want to stretch near like this right here will. This will be almost like elastic, except it won't spring back. I mean, you'll be able to stretch that out. You can take your finger and press into it. You can see where it's stretched out, bubbled up. Very, very easy to stretch that skin. Once you get it down like that on this entire cape, you're going to be able to get that skin to lay on that face a whole lot better without a whole lot of drawing up from shrinking. You'll be able to stretch that neck around the base of that jawline, and it's going to make your hide stick up about that much off the back of that neck to where you can stitch up those stitches, and it will just lay flat down on the back of that deer. You don't have to do a lot of pulling and tugging, and therefore not have a lot of drying and shrinking and pulling against your stitches, against the burrs of your antlers, against your eyes, all that good stuff. So in my opinion, this step right here is probably the most important thing that I've ever learned about doing taxidermy. From start to finish work, this right here is going to take that mount from being a good mount to being a great mount. And without it, it just isn't hardly possible. This just changes everything. So if you don't have a fleshing machine, a lot of my early videos, I did not have a fleshing machine for years. And if you don't have one, make that a priority to start trying to save up to buy you a fleshing machine, because it changes your whole world when it comes to taxidermy. It is a necessity. Even though it's not necessary to mount a deer, it's a necessity to do the job that you're trying to get out of your mounts. If you don't have one, you're trying to figure out what's wrong. This is what's wrong. So highly suggest, save your money up, buy you a flesher, even if it's a cheap one. Get something, get started on it, and learn how to use it, because it will make your stuff look a whole lot better. All right, so I've got the cape shaved now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my old axe handle, also known in the taxidermy world as a fleshing cone, which this kind of is. And I'm going to use this inside the eyes and inside the nostrils, run that through there, and I'm going to take my scalpel. You can also use a skive knife, and I'm going to thin that down as much as I can around those eyes and around the inside of those nostrils. I'm also now going to remove the ear cartilage and get that taken out of the ears. That way we can get our ear liners in, everything will be great. If you have ever tried to remove ear cartilage, it is not a real easy thing to do. For me, it's easier to do after the deer has been tanned. A lot of people will remove it while it's still raw. I did that for years, but I've learned that if you will tan the deer first and then remove that ear cartilage, that ear skin toughens up a lot. And it's a little bit easier to get the cartilage out without tearing the ear. It also helps it separate a little bit better from that skin. One thing that you do need to do, if you're going to do it that way, is make sure that you put tan on the inside of the ear. whenever you go to tan that deer hide, because you're going to want tan to make contact with the skin that's on the side of that cartilage. Let me show you all an example here. Like this side of the ear, you'll want to put tan on, not just on the inside, because the cartilage will block that tan from penetrating that skin. So if you leave the cartilage in there, just like I said, put it on the outside of that ear skin, on the inside of the ear. And that will help it get into that skin, penetrate it, and give you a good white, tough skin on the inside of that ear. Okay, we got all that stuff thinned down. Let me show y'all what we got. We've got a nice clean cape now, ready to mount. Ear cartilage is removed. Got the eye skin thinned and trimmed, the nostrils thinned and trimmed, along with the lips. This cape is ready to mount. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to get my ear liners. I'm going to go ahead and put my ear liners in the cape. Then I'm going to get my modeling clay, and I'm going to go ahead and build the ear butts in the cape before I ever put it on the deer. At least the majority of them, where all the muscles are at and stuff, you can go ahead and get that pressed into those ear liners. The good thing about doing it before you put it on the head is you can get to everything. Right now, everything is exposed. You don't have stitches. You don't have a mannequin in the way. So you can go ahead and build up that modeling clay, and you can smooth it onto the edge of those ear liners and get everything worked in there just the way you want it. That way, when you put the deer together, all you've got to do is add just enough clay to attach what you've built to the mannequin, press that into place, smooth out the edges, and you've already got some ear butts made. So now that we've got that done and ready, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to texture the mannequin. We're going to use our roller here, or our meat tenderizer, and we're going to go ahead and work in some holes into that mannequin to help that glue grab onto it. Once we get all that taken care of, then it will be time to start the mounting process. Y'all, I am whooped this evening. I'm talking about beat down. Tomorrow, I've got 2 more capes over here that are tanning. One of them, I do not have a form for yet. He still has not picked a form, so just gonna be mounting one deer tomorrow. I did get this guy right here put together today. Big old stud of a buck, beautiful deer. And got that deer out there, another really pretty deer. He's gonna be a pack mount. Got him done today. Got the cape drying. Got the other cape over here drying for the other pack mount. Head right there that's got to be finished up for a pack mount. And let's say a lot going on. But I did get the 4 capes over here. What do you call it? Rehydrated. Got them put in my pickle bath. And everything's good. So tomorrow's a new day. We're going to start over again. And we'll see y'all in the morning. Hey, what's going on, guys? Today is Friday. And I know that Wednesday, I said that we were going to mount these deer up yesterday. And not to start this morning out on a sad note, but my mother did finally pass away night before last. Don't be sad for me. Don't be sad for the family. She's had cancer now for about 6 months, and it just finally got the best of her. Now, my mom has lived her entire life talking about wanting to go to heaven and wanting to meet Jesus face to face. Ever since I was a little kid, that was what inspired me to become a Christian. It's what inspired me to go to church. It's why I believe in God in the first place, because of her excitement over the thought of being in heaven and meeting Jesus. Over the last few months, me talking to her about this entire situation, she was not scared. She was fired up. I mean, she was ready to go and has been for 30, 40, 50 years. So there is no reason to be sad. I mean, we're going to miss her here because she was a great woman, but she is exactly where she wants to be. I mean, she's where she has trained to go her entire life. So please do not feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for the family. Y'all just rejoice with me that she has passed on and is no longer in pain or suffering and is with Jesus. I very much do appreciate the prayers, the thoughts, the comments. Anybody that's messaged me on my Facebook page, on my personal profile on Facebook, all the comments and stuff, really appreciate it, guys. So much thought has gone into so much of all of this, and that's why I share some of this stuff on social media. As awkward as it may seem for some people to do, for me, it's a way to vent. It's a way to talk to all of y'all who are my supporters and friends, and just to get it off my chest, just to air it out a little bit. And it's part of life. I mean, it's what it is. We all have to deal with death at some point in time with loved ones and stuff. And it's not easy, but it's part of life. So for me, the more I talk about stuff like that, the easier it is, the more matter of fact it is. and it just puts everything back into perspective. Also gives me a little bit of perspective into my own life, keeps things important, keeps priorities in order. And, you know, that's life. That's what we do. So y'all just be happy for her. Don't be sad for me. So all that being said, sorry to get a little personal this morning, but we are going to try to mount 2 deer heads today. Probably going to start out this morning with this really cool buck. He's got a bunch of just crazy colors. He's got grooves in his antler all the way up the beams, similar to the birds. I mean, it just goes all the way up. Really, really cool looking deer. It's actually Thomas Myers, Jacob Myers, the Southern Outdoorsman. That is Jacob's brother, Thomas. Really nice guy and a really nice buck. So we're going to get him mounted up, and we will see y'all in a bit. All right, well, it is 9:21 p.m. and I have finally got these 2 deer mounted up. So I'm going to go up here to the house and get me a shower and some supper. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here for me, being here with me. And next week, we will share another week in the life of a taxidermist. We'll see y'all then.